Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs Croucher again in her art room. Looking forward to sharing some drawing sessions with you again today. I hear from your teachers that you're looking at drawing characters in the style of Shirley Hughes and that you are learning how to look at shapes to create your characters. So that's what we're going to do today. Now, to do this activity you're going to need some pencils, paper, colouring pencils, a photo or a book page to help you to draw your picture, and your teachers do have access to some photographs, a bit like this one of Naughty Little Sister, which they can print off for you to have a look at. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at how we can recreate some photographs or some pictures in the style of Shirley Hughes. Now you'll notice when you look at them that Shirley Hughes tends to do drawings which rely on the shapes and the movements of the characters. So if you have a look here in Alfie's Christmas, you can see that she's relying on the shapes to create the movement of the children's arms. And if you have a look at Alfie, here he is, he's got his arms stretched up into the air holding up one of his lovely Christmas presents. If I turn to another page, you can have a look and you can see that little sister just here is turning her head towards her left hand side to look at her brother, and Alfie here, he's got his head tilted to one side slightly, and you can see that his arms and his head and his other arm makes sort of a triangle shape there. Same as the children who are sitting here at the nativity scene. So you can see that this little girl's head here, she's tilting her head up that way to look at someone. The children are sitting with their legs crossed. And you can see this shape here, this person at the end here, is almost like a sort of hexagon shape. If we carry on looking through, we can see lots of other shapes in here as well. We can see Dad doing some cooking and he's got his arm stuck out. Dad looks quite square apart from the triangular bit that's sticking out of the side where his arm is. Mum's bending over, so you can see there's a curve here. So if we look through our books and our photographs, we'll see that Shirley Hughes relies an awful lot on shapes to create the action in her characters. So quite often they are bending and stretching and twisting, turning, bending over, reaching up to put something in a post box. So I guess it's all those verb words, all those doing words you've been learning. Running, stretching, bending, lifting, playing. There's little sister there playing. Love her little toes. Oh, sleeping under the covers there, peeping. Oh, I like this one, cuddling. We like this one. So you can have a look through some Shirley Hughes books and see if you can find a character that you really like. And the character that I'm going to look at today is someone called Naughty Little Sister. You have a look at her there. Now, she's a bit of a pickle, isn't she? She looks to me like she's got a bit of a mood on her today. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take, just as an example, and I don't want you to take your photograph and put felt tip pen all over it, but I just want you to have a look whilst I explain a bit more about looking at shapes. So if you look at Naughty Little Sister here, you can see that the middle of her body looks like sort of triangle shape. Can you see that there? It looks like a triangle shape. Now, of course, her arm is sticking out of the back at the side, so we can look at that separately. But the main shape in the middle is a triangle shape. That's the body shape. And then we've got an oval shape for the head. Now, we might have these other bits put on at the end for the hair, but that's fine. Those are bits we can look at afterwards. Okay, so we've got an oval shape for the head, a triangle shape for the body, and if we have a look at the legs, there we go, we've got 2 of those, just there, and then we've got the feet here. So what we're looking at here is basic shapes, and then we can learn to embellish them and make them look even better. So I'm going to move Naughty Little Sister, I'm going to bring down my art pad, and I'm going to think about Naughty Little Sister and the shapes that she made whilst I'm drawing. So I'm going to think about the triangle shape for the body, which looks a little bit like that. And you'll have to forgive me because I'm doing it sideways. Not perfect, but it's okay. I think that's because Shirley Hughes' style is quite what we call loose. It's not tightly drawn. The lines are quite soft. And so here's the oval shape for her head, which is not perfect, but that's okay. Then we've got her 2 legs coming down here. Which are certainly not perfect, but that's okay, Mrs. C. And then finally I'm going to put her shoe shapes at the bottom there. So 1 foot is coming out that way, and the toe of her shoe is pointing forwards, so I'm just going to do the shape there. Certainly not perfect, but that's okay, that's fine. Now I can go over this and improve it slightly because I think this side is slightly more curvy, but that's okay, because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my pencil and demonstrate how I go over my lines to create a better shape. So let's take a pencil. You can use an ordinary pencil or a soft sketching pencil, it's up to you to decide what you like to do. So I'm going to pretend that this is done with a pencil, so I'm just pretending. So I'm going to go over my shapes. Her skirt is a little bit, it's got a bit of a sort of hem and a frill there, I think, a little bit of a hem. So what I'm doing now is I'm going and putting the little details in. Now bearing in mind you might have done this in pencil, so you could always rub those bits out, but I wanted to be able to show you this so that you'd remember to look at the big shapes first. So bring this around here, have a good look. Now I'm going to stop for a moment and I'm going to have a good look at all the other shapes that are here. So an artist tends to look a lot. We might sit there and look as though we're not doing much, but we're looking very carefully, and looking is a really, really important key skill in being an artist or working like an artist. So let's see, I'm just putting in this part here now. Let's have a look at a waistband of her skirt, which comes down slightly here, and then it pops round to the side about there. Again, it's not perfect, but that's okay. I can keep altering things as I go along. And the side bit there, that's holding up her skirt, so that's okay there. And she's also got a little brace coming up here towards her shoulder. And this bit seems to be her shoulder here. So let's have a look at that. Okay, so that bit is coming up this side towards her shoulder. There we go. So and don't forget, this is only just a quick sketch, and you can take your time and you don't have to rush. There is no rush here because we want you to enjoy doing what you're doing today. Okay, and let's have a look now. It looks to me like that's part of her arm is behind her skirt there. So I'm going to put in that loosish line. Now you can see here that Shirley Hughes doesn't use really solid lines, so I'm just going to put in something to suggest that there is an arm there behind her skirt. Bit of shading here maybe. Not keen on the shape of the face, but I can change that into something a little bit more oval shaped there. That's it, there we go. Now, she's definitely a grumpy looking sister. Now, fringe comes to about here, so this is where her facial features come in. Do you know what? I got a bit bored with doing that bit, so I'm going to go and do this bit. Sometimes when you're looking at something, you need a break from that and go on to something else. That's just what I found myself doing today, is having a break from that. So let's have a look. Now, her nose is in the middle. Now, if you can notice here, Shirley Hughes hasn't done her nose in great detail, not like a portrait or a great oil painting, but it's just a gesture with a pencil. So I'm just putting in a little shape there to suggest her nose and her eyes round about here. Now you can see I'm not doing them in great detail, but I'm just popping them in. I can always improve on them a little bit later. So I'm just deciding where her hair might come to. Down there a little bit. She's got some ribbons sticking out the side there, I think. And seems that there's a little shape here where her hair is. Her bunches are sticking out. Okay, so we put one that side. And it looks like we've got an ear over here. We can put the ear in. Now, of course, all the time we're going over this, we can improve on it by looking, rubbing out if we need to. There we go, nice and loose pencil style. So, nothing too hard, nothing too harsh. Nice soft lines. Well, and she's looking terribly grumpy here, so to my mind, she's got, looks like she's got quite a long mouth, but in fact what you can see is that she's actually got a miserable looking face. Well, that means that her face is turned, her lips are turned down slightly, because she's certainly not smiling. If she's smiling, her lips would be turned upwards, but of course she's not. She's looking rather miserable, so I'm going to make sure that when I do the mouth, she's looking rather miserable. There. Now I know you're going to be able to take a lot more time over this than I am at the moment, because I just want to get this video done for you so you can see it. Let's have a look and see. Bit of collar. I'm a bit interested in this bit now. I don't want to do any more for the face for a minute. I'll go back to that in a second. So do the little bit that you're interested in at the time. Take your time and make sure you oh, I made a mistake there. That should come over this way a little bit more. So I'm doing it sideways here, which is probably why it's going a little bit weird. That's our collar coming down there. So very loosely in the style of Shirley Hughes. And her neck is somewhere down here. But I'm going to go over and improve on this and then finish it off a little bit later on. But what we're looking at first of all is the overall shape, which is a triangular shape, an oval shape for the head, two legs coming down here, and then the shape of the feet at the bottom. So whatever picture you decide to choose, you can look first of all at the overall shape. In this case, this could be a square shape with an arm coming up this way, and a round shape for the head, because as children are very little, when they're very little they have a round shaped head. As they get older, then it tends to become more oval shaped like that. So the key thing is then, make sure you look at the shape, use the overall shape first to create the shape of your character, and then go on to looking greater detail at all the bits of your character and put them in. And don't be worried about making a mistake, because they can be rubbed out and put right again. And Remember, don't hold your pencil tightly, just be quite loose with it and relax and have lots of fun. And I really look forward to seeing your pictures once they're finished. Now you can get a copy of the pictures from your teacher, or if you're at home you can Google Shirley Hughes online for ideas. But do check with a grown-up before you use any materials that they're safe and allowed. And also, if you're going online, make sure a grown-up's helping. And do send us your photographs of your work or your photos of your work. We'd love to see your drawings, and I hope I can improve mine a bit more because that's not terribly good. But I shall go over and enjoy making my drawing finished a bit later. So enjoy your drawings, boys and girls. Have a nice time, and we'll speak again soon.